here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in.
Who?
Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Give me my little boy. Hello. Hello. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hey? Good boy.
To go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very, very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa-tappa, tippa-tippa-dum, ring, 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 tippa-tappa, tippa-tappa, dum, ding, dong, dang. So it's all good. Right, here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in.
Who?
Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Give me my little boy. Hello. How you doing? How you doing? Hello. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hey? Good boy.
To go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very, very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa-tappa, tippa-tippa-dum, ring, 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 tippa-tappa, tippa-tappa, dum, ding, dong, dang. So it's all good. Right, here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in.
Who?
Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Give me my little boy.
To go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very, very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa tappa dum ring 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 tippa tappa dum ding dong bang. So it's all good. Hey, how are we doing, everyone? Welcome to the show. Thursday morning, Thursday, 11 a.m. in Sydney. Back from my little journey yesterday. And we are going to continue with this guy here. Okay, we've got to get some more coats on there. We're going to do the back and the sides this time. I did add some little white. I watered down some white paint and I touched up. You can see the inside of that star. And it sort of pops a little bit. So I might use a little bit of that white silvery paint and just to highlight that little laminate or highlight the little edges inside there. What do you think of that, Terry? How are you? Good to see you. Do you think that works? Good news. Pickups have arrived. We've got bass pickups and we've got left-handed Odin pickups. The new, what is that set called? Katipo. K-A-T-I-P-O. Katipo is the set. That is a Maori word that means venomous spider. So that's Katipo is a venomous spider, similar to the redback or the black widow. So that works. Good. I'm glad you like it. I'm going to use that. What I'm going to do first, though, is I'm going to put this guy on so I can hold that body on the top here. I'm going to do the, and hang it up, obviously, to dry. I'm going to do the back, give the back a coat, and then we're going to put that on and hang it up. I might just put that on first, flip the bench, and we'll give you a look at those pickups as well. B. Bumstead in the house. What is going on, Mark? Welcome on in. Good timing, my friend. So before we do that, let me show you this. So there's the blue top so far. It's got two coats, sealer coats, if you like. You're starting to get a little bit of a sheen there. There's still a little bit of a dry patch through there. We've got to really start working that in. Now I've taken the tape off, and as you can see, the tape did a very good job. A very good job of keeping that paint off the main body and just making sure that we've got that sort of faux binding, that dark binding around the edges there. It's just the cap basically has been finished, and that's really sharp looking. It looks really good, and with a bit of clear on that, that's going to pop, and it's going to look fantastic, I think. Nice clean line. Yes, it is a nice clean line. We try and get clean lines, Terry. It's important. Let me pop this guy in. It goes sinks just under the pocket, so we can actually work over that and not miss any edges. It's a tight fit. I'm going to just put a screw in there just to hold it in place. Let me grab my drill and I'll power that in, drive it in. I keep losing all my bits. I've got to find my bits, Terry. Lost. I had a whole bunch of Phillips heads, and I don't know where I've done with them. They're around here somewhere. I keep dropping them in the wrong boxes. I think, look, I found it. There it is. Funny that. Lost. Who else have we got? Let me get my glasses on. I can't see without them. Check the chat. Carlos the Jackal. What is going on? Lovely jubbly indeed. What is going on, Carlos? Are you well? Excellent. Good to have you here. We're just popping this guy down, putting a handle on here. We're going to get some wipe-on poly into the sides and the back. Its first coat. The front looks pretty good with 2 coats, and we're going to get a third on there eventually. But I thought I'd do the back as well, now that I've taken the tape off. Karen Day, subscribing 21 months. Excellent. Happy 21st, Karen. What is going on? Let me show you guys this guy. So we've got pickups for Odin. We've got pickups for the base. I've got pickups for this already. There's the front. We've got 2 coats on there. It's just sealed that all in nicely. I'm going to put a little white, silvery white paint. You can see I've done the inside edges of that starfish, and that pops a little bit. So I'm going to use that to pop those edges a little bit better than just the plain old dull brown wood color. So I'm going to be very careful and do that. What I'm going to do first, though, is I'm going to give this a coat, and we're going to do that later. I'm not going to do that now. I want to give this a coat and then wipe that off. So let's get started with that. We have got pickups as well. What is going on, Karen? Oh, to be 21 again? Not. Absolutely. I'm just saying that as a joke because 21 was crap. Okay, got that guy in. That gives us a little bit of a handle to hold on to. I need another screw in there, to be honest. Might just pop another one in there. Pop that one across there. Let me grab another screw. Let me grab another screw. Ah! Right. I'll whack one in there as well. And then we're cooking with microwaves. Okay, we're good now. Yes, that's sturdy. All right. I haven't put the plate on because I do want to get as much oil, as much poly as I can on there. I'm going to grab the poly. We're going to give that a little go. What's going on, Kazoo? Are you well? Did you have day yesterday? There's the color there. Look at that beautiful color. Starting to come nicely. Lots of little turtle marks through the water as he swims through there. We've got the edges, nice fine lines. We took the tape off. You can see those edges, very neat. And we're going to run a nice bead of poly across there. We're going to do the back first. I just want to get the major areas sealed up and done. And it also will highlight some dents and scratches and things and what have you. I'm going to work them out. But there's a couple I can see already, which is pretty crap. But anyway, it's all right. I'll fix those. In actual fact, what I'll do first is I'm going to wet this. There's a couple of little dots there I want to get up. I'm going to grab the heat gun, and I'm going to just wet these and just pump that with a heat gun and rise that timber and get rid of a couple of little dents there. A couple of little slight dents. I want to fix that before I lacquer. So I will pull out the heater. Plug that guy in, and I'm going to just spray some water on there and just get some water on there and rub it in. Get that grain to rise and swell a little bit and then sand it flat. It should get that little crease Out of there. I've lost my water bottle now. I've got to go find that. Let me get that. Soak that rag. Just get a good look. There's a couple little dents there. That's pretty much all that's wrong. The rest is really good. I must have just bumped that somewhere. A little bit of water. Soak that up in there. Just get that to swell a little bit. Magically, they disappear. They're gone. Very rough now. I've raised that substantially. I'm going to give that a little hit. I'm going to hit that a hit with 250, 240, and then I'm going to hit it with 600 and get that lacquer on there. Just lightly. Just to take off some of that. The dent's gone, that's for sure. Beautiful, nice and straight, nice and flat, no dent. Let me get some fine paper on there and get this nice and smooth. It's pretty smooth already. I just want to get some of those scratches that I just put in there. There we go. Get in there. Pickups are in. Dana, what is going on? Willie's in the house too. What's going on? Okay, guys and girls. There's just a little one here that I just saw. Let me just finish that one off. Just a couple little very light dents there, right in there. Hopefully I can get those out. Scratches. It's going to be better. Okay, let's wipe that down with some spirits. Looks good. Feels good. Okay, let's get a coat on there. What I have done, guys and girls, for you that arrived late is I've used a little bit of paint, a little bit of white, silvery sort of paint in there just to highlight the inside edges. I've only done it on a couple of those edges, but you can see that star really pops. So I'm gonna pop it around all the edges on the inside edges, and on Seamus and Scotty or whatever his name is, and that'll get it done. It's starting to come up. Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. Let's grab our lacquer and get some lacquer on there. First coat, just a sealer. We want to seal this girl up. We've got a couple of coats of sealer on there, so 3 or 4 minutes we wipe it on. Sorry, we wipe it on, and 3 or 4 minutes later we wipe it off. That's the whole idea. While I do that, while it sits, we're going to look at the. While it sits, we'll look at the new pickups that have arrived. I'll show you the new set of. I keep forgetting what they're called. Katipo, Katipo. Katipo means venomous spider in Maori. Katipo. So if next time you do the haka and you marry on up, that's what you've got to do. You've got to use that word, katipo. Tom, in the house. What is going on? What is going on? Okay, let me get some gloves on. Gloves. And we're going to let it sit for 4 minutes. We're going to look at pickups while we do that. Okay. Are we ready to go? Yes, we are. Cloth. Got it. Get the other one. Clean one. Here it is. Just working that across the grain, getting it in there. And just smooth that out and let it sit 4 minutes. It's already drunk a hell of a lot of that up. That's good. Make sure there's no runs. Your time starts now. What do we got? We've got, the time is 11:29. Go, 4 minutes. So while we do that, let's move this guy over and let it cure away. I'll move that to another area. Dry away, dry away. Okay. Let's get some pickups out and see what Mr. Glenn Evans sent us. So we've got two sets. We've got the JP set, which is the Jazz Precision combo. And we've got and this is those there. So let me quickly flick you back. No, Cruel Mistress. We've got a set called the PJ base. And the PJ is Precision and Jazz. So I'll show you those in a minute. These are the screws. That is the Jazz Bridge pickup. Jazz Bridge. Two pairs, or a pair I should say, of magnets for each string to sit between. Get lots of pull on that big heavy bass string. But that's right, that's what they do. And of course we've got our other guy, which is the Precision. I'll show you how they go. I'll just mop them up on the old bass itself. I'll bring the body up here and we'll see how they're going to sit in there. There you go. The Precision, or the Jazz. And I need to square up. That's how it goes. I need to square up basically the corners to get this in, because this is quite square and I've got them a little bit rounded, so I'm just going to chisel those out, get that fitting in there nicely. The Precision bass pickups are the split pickups that go in here. That's these guys here. Okay. They're a pair, and they go like so. Yeah. Okay. Actually, hang on a sec. I've got it the wrong way around. There we go. Like that. So they will sit in there. And of course the string will go between those two and between those two. Each pair is for one string. That's why there's 4 here and 4 here. A total of 8 for 4 strings and a total of 8 magnets for 4. So they'll go in there. I need to just fix up those little corners and get them fitted in. Wonderful. happy, happy, happy days. Don't lose the screws wherever they are. Here they are. You can see the copper wire, the copper wines with the cover off. There's the copper wines. Clicks in place like so. So that's those guys. Let's have a look at the new set of Katipo. Spell it for me, Willie. K-A-T-I-P-O. Katipo. And what does it mean? It's a Maori word that means venomous spider. Yeah, Tom, I think them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the precision and the jazz in the Fender was one or the other. I had a friend of mine, sort of mid '90s, I used to play with. He had a precision bass. I can't remember. He had a jazz pickup. No, it was an original Fender, and he had an active set of precision, like these ones here, and that's all it had. These are passives. That's all you need. They're going to do the job. But anyway, let's get this off and let's get the other pickups out and see what they look like. The Katipo. Katipo. Venom. Katipo. Yes. No, with a K. With a K, Willie. K-A-T-I-P-O. Katipos. And they're a combination. This is a very hot combo. The neck is a hot P90 that's tuned a little bit with some of the magnet choices that he's made to give it a little bit more growl, but it does clean up nicely. The bridge is an insanely hot custom formula that he's come up for me. Insanely hot. So it's a humbucker in the bridge, and it's a P90, humbucker-sized P90 in the neck. That's the Katipo neck pickup. A matte black, which is quite angry looking. And the open coils. Of the humbucker. That's going to be Screamer. Screamer. Scream your nuts off. Those two guys. Let me get the body and see if I can fit those in there. In actual fact, let's wait. We need to wipe that poly off. We've gone 4 minutes. I'll do that in a second. Let me get the poly and wipe it off. Most of it's dry anyway. It's drunk that right up. I'm going to give that a quick wipe down. Just to knock off any funny business. And in about 20 minutes, we're ready for another coat on here. It's really cool. So you can see that slight shimmer there. There's one little coat in there. That grain's picked it up. That grain's really popped nicely too. Look at that. That looks beautiful. Nice. Very nice. Poplar is beautiful. Yes, exactly. It is an endangered species, Willie. Terry, it's okay. They can cause problems. They don't necessarily kill you. They're not like our Sydney funnel web, which we have an anti-venom for, so it's okay. You're not going to... Let's put this away. We continue with the other guy. I'll just hang that eye up. Actually, I'll just sit it flat. This is the guy, the lefty, the left-hander. The left-hander. This is going to get pickup rings, but we'll just sit it in there just so we can see what it looks like. Oh, yes. Cool. Very cool. There we go. They will go in there. We've got black rings for those. And they're going to scream like a banshee. Yes, Terry, dark and ominous. The matte finishes could. I left these open. In other words, just the plastic bobbins without any metal around them. And this one here is a matte finish just to give it a little bit of neutrality because we've got a bit of a satin finish here, but that's going to look pretty wicked once everything is put together. No handlebars. That's the one that you should get for Van Walen. A bike with no handlebars. A unicycle. He probably already has one in his tree. All right, okay. So let's put these away. And we're going to get back to finishing this guy and putting him together in the next week or so. At the latest, I think. I need to get this guy set up and off to the guy so I can deliver and get final payment. It is a commission. I'm so happy for that because I'm actually getting some money coming in. It's always a good extra. Mr. Glynn delivers today. I can't wait to hear it. It's left-handed, so I'm not going to be able to play too much on it, but maybe a couple of just drony chords, and we'll get a feel for how it sounds. That's for sure. Pop these away. Wunderbar. Happy camper. Happy camper. Well, playing a kazoo. That's what I expect. Yes, that's what I expect. I picture he's got one of those slinky giraffes. You know those little slinky giraffe toys where they just flop everywhere and then you press them at the bottom and they go, and then you unpress them and they go. Has he got one of those on the front of his bike? He needs one of those. Ha! Right, put this guy away. And while we've got the oils out, let's get that base and give that guy a second coat on the front. It needs a second coat on the front. I want to start sealing that front up. Oh, actually, no, we've got oil. We're using oil for this guy, not poly. It's got two. I think it's only got one coat. I've got to give this a second coat now. Sealed mostly. I want to give it a nice thick second coat of oil. The sides have got a coat as well. We'll probably do the whole. We'll do the front. Get that look. See what that looks like. Let me get you back to the bench. Let me get the oil out. We're going to go another coat on that guy. Danish oils. And I need another coat of oil on the neck, which I signed this morning for that blue guitar. There's that guy there. It's got the signature on there now, and I just need another coat to seal that in. That's drying at the moment, so I'm not going to touch that for a little bit because I've got a little subtle touch up on it. Okay, let's get some oils on this guy. Beautiful guy. Guys, if you're interested in seeing Ragey Rage, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. I hope you're doing better. Better, not 100%. Okay, keep trying. If you want to see the old Purple Heart hollow body Les Paul in action, JMO played it. I've got a clip on Discord. He played it out of function. I think it was his wedding. And it was his wedding. And he played it. Sounds fantastic. Good old Southern rock. He really cranked it. And there's about a 60-second clip of him playing, just soloing a little bit. And it sounds pretty good, considering they're in an outdoor tent arrangement, a marquee type arrangement. Check it out. It's in our Discord. Go to my page on the Luthier Uprising Discord, and you'll click on that clip, and you'll get to listen to the old Purple Heart having a red hot go, as they say. Yes, indeed. Okay, what do we got? Let's get to Ghetto. What is happening? In actual fact, I'm wondering if I can show you the clip here. I probably can, but I won't. Let's go to the bench. Let's get this oil out and about and get this guy soaking in because it's drunk up that first coat. This will bring the color out a lot more now. You'll notice this will really darken. Ghetto in the house. What's happening, Nico? You good? Hopefully you are good. A little bit of red. Nothing is happening. Okay. There we go. Look at that color. She looks good, right? Look at that bright. Get those chocolates out there. chocolates and caramels and streaky things and all sorts of wonderful goodness going on there. All right. Leslie, what's going on? Hello, hello. Welcome on in. Just put some oils on this guy, and we just did some poly on the other guy, and we're going to get the other guy very soon and put another coat of poly on it. We looked at some pickups that arrived. Indeedy. I'm going to hang this up, and I'm going to let that sort of dry a little bit, and I'm going to do the body later on tonight. Okay, I'll pop this lid back on. I'll grab the blue guitar, and we'll do another coat on the back. Alrighty. Away. Let's grab the blue guitar. Pretty dry. That's pretty dried up. We're going to put another coat on there now, and we're going to do the edges now, not the back. So I'm going to quickly hit the edges with a coat. I need to get those coated up as well. There it is. There's the difference between the edges and the back once there's a bit of poly on there. You can see there's poly in there. That's one coat. It's a bit satiny, but it's sort of sealed those up. We're going to let that sit now, but we're going to do the edges now. And of course, we're going to do another one on the top later on once that dries. And it is touch dry now, so it's good to go. But I don't want to put too much on that yet. We'll get these edges done, at least the first coat, so we can rub that back. Okay, let's grab a cloth, a clean little guy, this little guy. Yeah, Rage, it's not bad. It's a Feast Watson. I'm not sure if you have that in America. You probably do. Feast Watson, you'd know who they are. It's a wipe-on poly. It works really easily and really well, and it's zero odor. And no, I don't have any irritation at all. And I'm obviously being careful with not leaving, putting this in out there where there's a doorway and there's some air flow. But there's no smell at all coming off it. You don't have that. Okay. It's really good. I've used spray polys before, and it must be a combination of the propellant and the lacquer in there. I'm not sure what it is, or the poly. They stink. They stink really badly. They'll make you sick. I have to wear a mask. With this guy, it's pretty good. You can just wipe it on. It just wipes straight off, and you cannot smell a thing. It's really good. Having said that, you can't smell carbon monoxide either, and that'll kill you. Let's move on. I really need a container. Let me grab a little container, guys.
Mom, somebody just followed me.
Ahmed Jai, how are you doing? Welcome on in. Just keep an eye out, Terry, for new followers, please. Thank you. I'm just trying to find a container so I can pour a little bit in a container and do it that way. I'll just use this container here. Let me just clean this out. I'm going to clean a little container and pour some lacquer in there just to make it a little bit easier to work. edges. Start with this end. That edge is looking pretty good. Rage, I took the tape off and it's nice and neat, my friend. Very, very clean edge there. The grain's really starting to pop now. Go across that grain, get in there, because it is the first coat, and it really needs to drink. It's drinking that up like it's thirsty as heck. So just make sure we hit that really well and go across both ways, just to get it a nice little seal coat in there. My wrist is really sore, and I can barely hold this up. So bear with me, guys and girls. Okay, leave that for a good 3 or 4 minutes. We'll give that a rub. Most of it's gone, but that's how I do it. Okay. Time is 11:59. Let's give it 3 minutes. We'll give that a rub down and get some of that off there, and then we'll do the back. Sorry, then we'll do the top. Put the lid on temporarily. And then we'll hang it up and leave it for a day I'll probably do a second coat on the back and the sides this afternoon after about 2 or 3 hours. Actually, the back hasn't had a second coat. I'll leave it for another hour or two and give it a second coat. Tomorrow we'll start the process. Oh, thank you, Lynn. No, that's fine. You're welcome. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome on in. Pretty. Absolutely pretty. So let's just wait another 2 minutes and do that. So we had a lot of stuff going on today, guys and girls. We had pickups arriving. We had a look at the pickups that arrived. And one set for the Viking metal guitar, one set for the bass. I've got a set for these already. Absolutely. Sorry, Willie, I think I might now recall what your question, when you said Cruel Mistress, for this guy, yes, that's getting Cruel Mistress. I only use Cruel Mistress from now on. So, for my tellies anyway. Sorry. Sorry for what? You can, usually, Tom, you don't, you usually order them online and then he makes them. Yeah, he has got stock of some pickups. If you go to his website, if you Google Mr. Glenn's pickups and go and have a look at his catalog, he's got a very comprehensive catalog and price list on there. You can, he doesn't hide his prices or anything. He's open. He's very, very transparent. He may have some in stock because he does make a batch of the popular ones. For me, I order pretty much not off his website. I ring him direct because we've got a bit of a trade relationship. So I've got his number. He's on my speed dial. I'll send him a note. I'll say, man, can you make me 3 sets? And he'll make them for me. He'll fit it in between his schedule, but he'll do it. But I'd say he's got some. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's rub this stuff off. I'll grab my little piece of denim. Denim. What did I do with it? Terry, what have I done with my denim? Denim. God, I'm blind. I'm as blind as Stevie Wonder. Can't see a thing. Difference is he can still sing and play instruments. I'll just use this rag here. I just need to give it a quick wipe off. And there won't be any excess there. It's drunk most of it, but I like to knock off any grain that might have just rose a little bit. See a little bit, starting to satin up a little bit. She's a beaut. Let's get the top done. Let's get a nice big coat on the top. Let's go. Okay. It's got what did I say it had on it, Terry? 3 coats? 3, I think. I'm going to go across the grain with the grain, wipe it off. Let it sit for 4 minutes, wipe it off. Let's go. Clean cloth required. Another old shirt. Get that guy in there. Let's watch this colour pop, hey ladies and germs. Let's see what this little girl does when we give her a little bit of this wonderful stuff. Woohoo! Do we like? We like. We like very much, Willie. Leave that for 4 minutes. Wipe that off. It is 12:06, so 12:10. We'll take that off. Let's have a look at that with a little bit of. You can get a good feel of the quilt vibes, as I call it. Lots of quilt there now popping. Crazy quilt. You can see the edges look really good like that. That round over's just got a bit of colour on it. And the other edges are really straight. So it looks pretty good, nice and neat. I have put a little bit of white paint on that guy, the star. You can see there, that starfish, that guy. If you look at the sides, see how that pops really white? I've got a little bit of a light white colour on the inside edge. And we'll do some of that in a minute once I get this guy wiped down and off there. You like that, Maui Lin? Does that remind you of some little lagoon in the back of Hawaii somewhere with some little turtle guys swimming through it? You've probably seen that in the flesh, as they say. Yeah, this is a really beautiful sapphire blue. I picked sapphire blue because I knew, we were going to lose some depth of color with the first couple of coats. It just washes off a little bit with this dye. I did test it, and I did a couple of tests. B, once you get the right tone, it really sits into that grain, and it really pops it beautifully. And I didn't have to use any black. Traditionally, when you use colored stains, you probably give it a coat of black first, the whole face, black stain. And then what that does is it gets into that end grain and makes that get really dark, like this one's done. Blue's pretty dark though; it's almost like black. So it's got that blacky sort of look in there in those big quilt marks. But you've still got blue really being the dominant color. So you don't get that black outline in there. So you paint it black, you rub it right back, and leave some of the painted black in there. It obviously strips it all away, but because it has drunk some, those deep areas will hold a little bit of black, and they'll look sort of grayish. And when you put the color on, it makes them even darker, more prominent. It's designed, but this blue's done a beautiful job just on its own. Look at that, stunning. So, and the edges look great. Look at that color. Isn't that a great color combo? Do you like that sort of wheaty color that poplar comes in? I love the fact that it's all grainy and multi-toned. Isn't that lovely? It's pretty cool. How are we doing for time? 12:08. Another minute. I'll wipe that off. I'll grab a clean cloth and wipe that off. Clean cloth and wipe that off. Oh, thank you, Lynn. That's very kind of you to say. It's nothing that hasn't been done before. I just learn. I just watch guys that know what they're doing and learn a little bit. It's for my goddaughter. She's a special little girl, and she's got to have a really beautiful gift, and I want this for her 10th birthday. Seeing as she's taken up guitar and she's playing it all the time, she's got an acoustic. I want to get her an electric as well. Let's wipe that down. Just lightly. So you can see still some a little bit of blue still coming off. So it's very important to not rub too hard. I think the next coat we're going to leave alone And what we're going to do is we're going to scuff it with some paper after it dries. We won't wipe that off. That's pretty even though. Why I did that is I wanted to make sure you can see now there's no dry spots. You can see the light, the satin goes right across there, including that dark patch. The first 2 coats, that was really dry, so that white beam would break up in the middle. You wouldn't see it because that thick grain through there drank most of that poly up. So what we've done now is we've given it enough of a coat to seal it all in, and it's clearly not drinking anymore. So we're going to start building layers now. Let me hang that up, and I'll hang it up somewhere nice where. Oh, actually, I'll grab the neck for that. Let's have a look at what that neck's going to look like. So if I pop this, I just want to compare the colors. You can see it's a beautiful contrast. If I put that neck in like that, you'll see that's the finish. And on the back, of course, you've got that color, which will go really well with the poplar. Okay, so there's give you guys a little bit of a look, see on the other angle, if my wrist doesn't give way and I drop this whole shebang. Okay, so there's the color schemes. It works really well, especially with all those poor dots, those abalone shell dots. And of course, how can we forget little Trev? Where is he? There he is. Little Trev the turtle. Huh, looking really good. Nice satin sheen on that at the moment. Let's let that guy dry off. And what I want to do is put a coat on this and seal that signature in that I signed today. So we're going to do that now. Yeah, that's dry. So let me quickly do that. I will hang this up in its place. So for those of you that haven't seen the Hollow Body Purple Heart, there's a video clip of JMO playing it in action, and it's in our Discord. So if you want to have a look, go and take a look. Oh, look, it doesn't mean a 10th. I want her 10th to be her best gift. Huh. Yeah, you could have put blue on the headstock. I thought of that too. It would have looked a different shade of blue because the grain is so different that it would have drunk it differently. It would have looked like 2 different shades. Yes, it would work still, but I decided to leave it blank. Does it now? Ooh. Lynn, you're teaching me stuff. That's awesome. Okay, I've got to get my hands off that, and I've got to grab this neck, which is right here, and let's just coat that guy and seal that name up so I don't scratch that off. And for that, let me put this poly away before it completely dries up. So we've got about 6 or 8 coats to go, I'd say at least, of that poly. And the next coat will be buffed or scuffed very lightly with some worn out 600. I've got some worn out 600 here. With polyurethane, this stuff here, you need to have a mechanical bond between layers to build up to get that thickness in the layers to then rub one back and buff it up. With nitro or lacquer, you spray it on, and you just keep spraying on over the top of the previous day's coat because it burns in. It's a chemical bond. It burns in. Whereas the poly is more of a mechanical bond. It needs to lock together and you need to scuff it. And that helps it bind a little bit better the top layer to the next layer below. So we're going to do some build-ups over the next couple of days and we're going to see how it goes. Huh. Okay, let's get this guy away and get the true oil out, which is what I used on this. All I need to do is just give that a nice light coat. Seal that up. Couple of drops directly on there. And then we'll put that away as well. So the back of that looks pretty good. You can see the sheen in that guy. Let me show you some of the shine. You can see that shining there. Okay, I just used a bit of denim and just got that sort of just buffed up. It looks pretty good. It's a satin finish, but it's a beautiful finish. It's nice and slick. Doesn't need any more. That's good. That's working really well. Feels really, really good. So her little hands with this extra thinness, she should be able to get some cords around there nice and comfortably, I hope. Ha! Ha! Gatto, that's awesome. I love it. That's the best. Okay, we won't do the painting on the little star and the starfish until tomorrow because I want to let that dry and that top dry now. I'm just going to leave that alone. For those that didn't see the base, I will bring up that base to show you guys we've got a second coat of oil on this base. That colour's starting to really come along. So there's the colour of that guy. That's starting to pop now. It's starting to look really good. It's almost dry, to tell you the truth. Could almost do another coat in about 2 hours or so. I'll probably give it another coat. There we go. So that's looking really good. And the pickups for that arrived today as well. So we'll be able to fit those very shortly. Isn't camphor laurel regarded as a weed? Yes, it's a noxious weed. It still makes beautiful guitars. Camphor laurel, it is. It's a bloody weed. In Australia, you can cut down as much of it as you can because it's a nuisance. They say it's a weed. So, what a great weed, though. If only all weeds were like that. That has yellowed up nicely now. That beautiful poplar. You can see that really natural colour come out now. And I love the two tones. I love the rings around that guy, which give it those two tones on the sides. That blue's a beautiful colour. Sapphire blue. Here we go. Let them hang. Let them hang. Let them hang. Hang them high. With a bit of chrome hardware on there and the pickups, it'll look nice. Okay. I think I'm going to call it there, guys and girls. I'm going to see who's on and see if I can rate anyone, because I know it's early for some of you. And it was only a shortish stream. What time is it? 12:30, 12:20. It's only an hour and 20. I've only did a short one today. That's okay. Archeros is on. We can go to Archeros and see what he's carving today. He's designing stuff. Terry, you'll like this. Cursor. Curse my cursor. Raid. It's okay. We're good. We're good to go, guys and girls. I'll be back tomorrow, so come and see me then. We've got a lot of work to do. We might start putting those pickups in as well on that Viking metal thing. Until tomorrow, though, I'm going to head off. Have a good evening. Have a good morning. Have a good day wherever you may be. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me.